A dad's love is so fundamental to a girl's emotional, psychological, intellectual, mental health.
For me personally, on Father's Day, my little daughter's father, he was killed like almost 7 years ago.
I always wish I did know the man. Just want to see him, hug him, everything.
Even when my mother said no, I could go to my father and he'd tell me yes.
My father was absent my entire life.
The topic, absentee fathers, when it comes to their daughter, it's a serious topic. Very emotional one and very touchy. Girl child or girl children needs their father. When it comes to a absentee father into a female's life, is a very emotional topic. No mother can play a father role, and no father can play a mother's role. Sometimes I wonder what some mother thinking, if it's a prize them want or a trophy, or them want to secure them pension in a way that it does not share, it come down just for them alone. Or for some other, I don't know, more know them really I think the things that they does. For the slightest disagreement, they are ready to dismiss the father, preventing him to come to the home to see his own daughter. And if he make any effort, they make sure go to the court and get a court order. Whether it's a protection order, a restraining order, some type of order, just to keep him away from the child. Proudly telling people that they're a single parent, and quietly tries to influence the child from wanting to see her father, feeding her with negatives and bad vibes about the child's own father. Some famous words from those mothers. And me one grow up, the father workless and wicked. Him just gone to pick upon me alone. Never even go parent teachers meeting one time. For the past 15 years, not even a red cent him no give me. And I could go on and on with these words. At one point, everywhere you turn, you see single mothers dressing up their kids and taking them out by themselves to enjoy themselves, to buy ice cream, to go to Devon House, to go to a fair. You know, it's just them and the children or the child. But mothers, if you know the father doesn't deserve that, do not do it. It is wrong. It is totally wrong for you to do that, mothers. You are not only hurting the man, but you are hurting your child. And if the man genuinely walk away, then you are hurting your child. You can only fool the children, or fool the child as a little baby, But the more the child grow, the more the child start to looking for their father and start to look into things, start remembering things. And once them start to remember things, look into things, they will pick up on what transpired. Sooner or later, that child will go hunting for their father.
Hi guys, my name is Sammy Joe and I recently participated in Talk Truth. I basically participated in the discussion focused on fathers and how their absence affect their daughters. And I participated in that session because my father was absent my entire life. Yeah, absent my entire life. Never met him, and it's now when I'm grown and so forth, I have realized how his absence has have affected me, my growth, how it has affected how I interact with other males, and how I think, how I choose men, all of those things.
Children, they get emotional. Women are of the emotional type of species, and we go off of what we hear. So sometimes just advice from the father, growing up in a home where there's a father and getting that advice from the father helps a girl child to choose carefully in life, to not be easily led astray by men who are taking them for granted.
You have some father now absent by death. Mothers, tell them about their father. Give the child a picture of their daddy. Tell them about their daddy. Tell them how he used to be. Tell them nice story, loving story. A child, especially a girl child, needs to know about her father.
I grew up without a father. My father died when I was 11 months old, so I don't even know the man. Yeah, I just hear about him, see pictures, and that's it. My mother struggled with us because, yes, there was a father figure, because that was my stepfather, but you know nothing like your own flesh and blood. And I think if my father never left me so early, my life would have been much better in many ways. Like, many ways.
Some absent because the mother don't know the right father. Some female go around with different men, having intercourse with 3, 4, 5, 6 different men. So when she get pregnant, she's not sure who is the father. And then it becomes a problem. Sometimes her best bet is to take the child away and give the child her name. Or take the child away from all this mess. So she will go the child by herself and not want to speak about the situation or who is the child's father. Remember, she might not even know. Some father absent because he travel abroad looking a better life for him and the youth. And him end up spend 10, 15, 20, 30 years in America without returning. The mother may get upset because he might have a relationship over there. So she change her number and move on. And when the child start to investigate about her dad, the mother has nothing to tell the child. So she might make up story. And sometimes that's what she make up, may come back to haunt her or backfire upon her. Some child becomes fatherless because the father worthless. Him just walk out on the family and don't care the mother reach out to him. He just decide say him not coming back. Sometimes it's because she may sleep with a married man and him want to save the marriage, he just take away himself and deal with that side of the family because him feel like say the mother I go come up, get into their life and mash it up. So what he does is just take away himself totally, and sometimes he may offer the mother to do an abortion. Some mother not gonna do that. So she just rather stay by herself and grow her child. So not in all case the mother did something wrong, and not in all case the father did something wrong. But what we need to know is that a daughter really needs her father. Remember, the daughter belongs to the father and the son belongs to the mother. And that is how it is cultured here. When the father is missing from the home, the daughter tends to go looking for a fatherly love. And sometimes it could be dangerous to the things that may happen to her in the street. She wants love so bad that she just fall in the wrong person's arms
There are
all the
just
time.
certain ways in which a father can make his daughter feel, in which she should feel by a man for the very first time. To be hugged, to be given gifts, to get forward kisses, and, to be told I love you from her father first before anybody else. Because the truth is, when you go out there and you never experience these things from a male figure before, you helter-skelter the least little thing, I want a foolishness that a man does for you. You feel say you're in love and you feel say I love you when it really isn't so. So, I mean, and there's some other areas that I can go into where the father is an integral ingredient in the growth of their daughter.
Absentee father have a serious effect on the children, especially the girl child. Mothers, don't be too quick to walk away from your baby father because of a simple or a major argument. Remember, your child will soon to be the victim of that situation. Remember, kids are not toys. Plan a future for the girls and the
On Father's
boys.
Day, every year for Father's Day, I feel very sad. Very sad. I don't like the day. I normally shut down, no phone, no nothing. normally listen to this one particular song, Hurt by Christina Aguilera, and cry. And then after I cry, I start feeling a little bit better, but still no one really want to talk to nobody. So that's really how Father's Day has been for me. This year's Father's Day though was a bit different because I was able to talk to my mom and tell her how I felt, and to also get some clarity from her in relation to what happened with my dad. However, you know, I found the topic very timely on Talk Truth, you know, because Father's Day just went. I mean, the whole feeling of an absent father really and truly came to the surface, and I found Talk Truth as the avenue through which I could, you know, vent and let it go and express how I feel. And it's good to actually hear and see and you know, to be able to see in the comments other persons sharing the same sentiment, as well as, you know, offering words of comfort. So that was very good. I do believe that a father is very integral to his daughter's development, and I'm not talking about family now, we're focusing on the daughter. Very integral, because as much as a mother will always be there, according to, you know, most of us stories, that the mother is always there, but there are just some things that the mother cannot do, right? A mother will always give you advice in relation to a partner based on her experience. Is it she's not looking at it from a male perspective, because trust me, there are some lenses that a father can look through that a mother just can't. There are certain guidances that a father can provide that a mother just can't. After I spoke on the platform, after I even got feedback, I got words of comfort in the chat, persons actually shared my sentiment. Trust me, I realized that I was not alone. And every Father's Day, I always felt alone. Always. I always saw other girls who actually know them father alive and all of those things. And it's good to actually know that persons understand how I feel, other persons feel the same way, and persons, you know, are still you know, comforting to the whole situation. And I just want to thank Talk Truth for that platform where I could actually voice myself, and to also listen to the voices of others as well. Talk Truth, keep doing great things, and keep talking the truth.
After watching Talk Truth live last night and listening to Sammy Joe speak, I realized that we all have a story. Sammy Joe, all I can say to you, darling, sometimes it is best not to know some of them fathers. I have my father. I have my story. And I am going to talk, but I am not ready as yet. And I'm not going to use my story, because it's way worse than yours, to justify your pain. We all deal with things differently. All I have to say, when I'm ready to talk truth, you know I'll be reaching out to you. So keep up your good work, sir. You've been touching souls. God bless you.
Alright. Okay. Alright, so honestly, the Talk Truth program has impacted my life in a positive way. You know, especially the Father's Day program, where the topic was how absentee fathers affect daughters. And by listening to the program, especially when the young lady named Sammy Joe, when I listened to her speech, it really touched me, honestly. It really touched me. And remembering, because I used to hear how females talk. About not having a father in the being a part of their life, how their mother was their father, and some father, you know, basically the absentee fathers. I used to hear how they talk, saying that most times when they go through abuse, it's because they didn't have a father figure into their life, and that's true. Fathers basically can impact their daughters in a positive way.
Sammy Joe's experience made me feel some type of way in terms of my older daughter, because really and truly, I am her father and mother in one. And it goes right back to my experience growing up when my mother was my father and mother in one. So the only difference, my father died. My older daughter, father is alive. And to tell you the truth, might as well, you know, I might have said that by your program. But when read between the lines. And when she talk by your program, I said, Jano, my big daughter go grow up now. She go hate her father because he's not in her life. And you know, we just talk the truth. He's not in her life. So me, I have to be the father and the mother figure for her. And it not make me feel good. When Sammy Joe come talk, it just is like me nearly break down because of my daughter, not because of me, you know. Because I say, I never know my father. So I don't feel certain type of way. But when it comes on to my daughter, it make me feel depressed when me watch Sammy Joe. Because I say, I wonder if a souvenir is going to come up and talk about her father absence in her life.
I was just so impressed with Sammy Joe's story when the subject matter came up and how much she longed for her father. I don't know that feeling. So in all honesty, it's difficult for me to speak to that. But I was highly impressed with her. She is extremely beautiful, very balanced, and highly intelligent. And it was just so nice to hear how people are actually experiencing different things, no matter their level of in life. I say to her, I encourage her to change the date. Change the date. You can always change the date. Even though when Father's Day comes up next year, I say throw a party. So, and you can invite some of the fathers, you know, so on that day, or you can find a father. There's always someone who's willing to be there for you, to listen and give you a lending ear, which I think that's wonderful. I've had many fathers outside of my natural father, and they've always, ironically, they were musicians, but that's part of my world. But it's wonderful to have someone in your life that you could go to and you can talk to and share things with, and they support you. So I say to her, change the experience. Go ahead and throw that party.
For those girls who haven't known their daddy, I know there is always a empty space there. You know, you'd want to know what your father was like, what he looked like, how in touch is, what is his word of encouragement. You like to know his family background. You know, you gotta think about all these things. It is never easy for a daughter to overcome that empty space, that emptiness, in speaking of a absent father. But if the mother would sit and reason with your daughter, tell her about her father, tell her what he was like, give her the history, sit and speak to your daughter, that may do something for them. Not because you had a problem, you had a break, you had a fallout, or whatever you want to say, I don't want to hear nothing. You're hurting the child. You must speak to them, you must tell them about their father. By doing so, that will be a big help to that child. A good stepfather can help, but that is not a totally filler for that empty space. But being a good stepfather, treat the child right and all that things, yes, it can help. Listening to Sammy Joe encouraged me to dig deeper in the topic of absent father. I know how she feels because I myself experienced absent father. My father did not walk away. However, he passed away. And in another video, I would go details to let you understand what I'm talking about. I will speak about my father, and I speak about my daughter, who her mother keep her away from me. God bless and stay blessed until we meet again. Talk truth current. Talk truth. Talk truth youth.